Swindon boxer Kelvin Young joins me now on Your Sport Swindon. Kelvin, thanks for joining me. You've got a big fight coming up November 26th. Big fight because it's your last hurrah, it's your retirement fight. So first of all, how did you come to that decision? Because it must have been a difficult one to make.
Yeah, I think my last fight up in Scotland, we had the tragic death of Mike Towell, and that was literally 2 days before I was fighting. And I know I didn't have a good camp because I only had 4 weeks' notice, and I had a summer of enjoying myself as I do. Went on holiday and put on a bit too much weight, so I cut a lot of weight within the 4 weeks to get down to the weight. And they sort of knew that when I weighed in, because I weighed in, I was £1.5 pounds over the weight. Fair play to their team. They sort of said, look, don't worry about cutting the weight off. I think because of the tragic news of 2 days before, they didn't want to put me in danger of the fight. So they knew I wasn't going to be at my best that night. So I think that's why they accepted the weight. I know I was a little bit over. I was bang on weight leaving England. Got there and I was only sipping a bit of water. And so yeah, obviously I just wasn't living the life over the summer. Went on holiday and I had the fight was short notice, but I wanted to earn some money. So I took the fight and come up short. I was in there and I was dead at the weight. I couldn't really no disrespect to both. He hit me with some good shots, but I thought I was fine in there, but I just couldn't physically get out of the way. My legs were sort of shot, and fair play to him, he got a good win. So yeah, I was sort of led in my hotel room, building up to that fight, sort of thinking, I'm toying. I've not had a great camp. I sort of knew this with how it was all going over my head, and I think I lost it mentally before that fight even happened. I sort of knew that I'm coming to an end. I've had a great career. Like I say, the launch for this fight was a touching launch, as you know. They all spoke highly of what I've done in boxing, and I can go out with my head held high. I won some good titles, and I think that's 6 pro titles I've had now. Two English eliminators. I lost a Southern Area title as well against Jack Morris. So yeah, I'm out and proud of what I've done. So yeah.
And on the night itself, is it going to be quite an emotional night for you? Do you think the emotions are going to be running high?
Oh, definitely. It's Swindon, isn't it? It's my own crown. It's my own town. It's where I won all my big fights. It's all going to roll over in my head of the great nights I've had there. The Southern Area titles, the Masters titles, the IBO titles, and the defence against Francis Chikofu. That was massive performances by myself. I've not been able to repeat that sort of performance since then. I think the Chikofu fight was. It took a lot out of me, and it says it only takes one big fight to ruin a fighter, but I don't know what it is really. I haven't been able to get back to there. I've had some great camps. The best camp I've had since then is the Morris fight, and I really did perform well that night. And I thought, I could have been in. If I was in the home corner, I thought the referee would have let that carry on. The referee had me 2 points up, being in the away corner anyway. I do believe I would have won the Southern Area title, but it's all in hindsight. Got to look to the future. Can't look at what happened then. But yeah, it's gonna be a touching fight for me, and I can't wait to get in there.
Looking back on your career, obviously you're listing the titles there that you've won, so that they would have been some of the highlights. But do you have a particular fight that's a favourite fight that you always look back on, and you enjoyed it in there, or you enjoyed the buzz of winning the title or whatever it was?
I don't know. It's an hard one because it's got to be a mix-up out of 3 of the fights. I think it was the year when I won the IBO title. That was a massive year for me, and winning that title just put me on cloud 9. Winning that title, and I remember after that we went. I was asked to switch on the lights, the Christmas lights in the town centre. That year it was a mental year for me, and that's probably the highlight of my career. It's got to be the highlight of my career. But as fights are concerned, I think the repeat against Sam Cousins was probably the best, because I was going to retire if I lost that fight. Because I do believe that I should have beaten him in the first fight, but I wasn't prepared properly, and I think that was probably the highlight, beating Sam Cousins, because there was big needle going and build up to that fight as well. And then again, you got the Chikofu fight. I think that's probably got to be the best fight I was in, because I got put on my ass very early on. He battered me for 4 rounds, absolutely battered me. And I remember remember going in to speak to Keith the next day, getting paid, and I couldn't even see properly. I was in that much of a hard fight. But he blew up after 4 rounds, and I won 6 on the bounce after that to win the fight. So it's hard to pick a favourite, but they're all up there, and I'll remember it for the rest of my life.
You mentioned the Sam Cousins fight. Obviously disappointed you never got the trilogy done, because there was a lot of talk about the trilogy, wasn't there?
Yeah, me and Sam are good mates now. Probably wouldn't be. I did really want the trilogy. We both did, but it's probably good we never, because we're going to go on as friends for the rest of our lives now. We speak highly of each other. We speak regularly on Facebook or on the phone. He said he was down Swindon not long ago. He was going to meet for a coffee, or my grandpa's in Portsmouth, but our paths across in the boxing scene again one day, whether it's through coaching or something like that. So I think we'll get the trilogy on one day, whether it's probably coaches in the opposite corner, but yeah.
Any regrets, about your career?
Absolutely none whatsoever. I've enjoyed the ride. Just I've just enjoyed every bit of it. There's no regrets whatsoever. No.
And the reality of boxing is that obviously everybody sees the glitz and the glamour, even of the small shows. They all look very glitzy and glamorous, and people think that you're getting paid loads of money. What have you made out of boxing? Because we spoke about this the other day, and you've had a great career, but better than most will have had in the sport, and you haven't come away with a lot of money for it, have you? That's the reality of boxing.
That's it, mate. I've not earned nowhere near what I was dreaming of earning when I won the IBO title. But I've lived life. I've lived a nice life. My kids have gone without nothing, and I've just enjoyed the ride. I've got like I say 6 pro titles. But yeah, I'm going to go on and live my life, working hard, whatever it is I'll do next. So.
How difficult is it going to be, come November 27th, when that's the curtain down on your career, to move on to, I think we know you're probably going to stay in boxing, hopefully, in some sort of a training capacity. But how difficult is it going to be to walk away from a sport that you've been doing 7 days a week for the last 7 years?
I don't know. It's, when the time comes, I'll have to embrace it, and I'm just going to enjoy every part of the last fight. Enjoy it as much as I can, and I can't say what it's going to be like, but I'll soon find out.
And your plans? We talked about it briefly at the press conference. There's possibly restoring Penhill ABC. Is that still very much on the cards?
Yeah, I missed a meeting today because obviously we had to come out for sparring. Missed a meeting today with Glenys Hales, she works a lot around Penhill, and they had a meeting about what they're going to do with one of the buildings in Penhill, and she did bring up to the people in there about putting a boxing gym in there, and I know for a fact there'd be a massive thing for Penhill, and I know that I'll have 30-40 kids in there a night. I think it'd be a massive success, and it's just dreaming me of opening the Penhill ABC again one day. So that's what I'll push for.
Well, that'd be fantastic if that comes off. We'd all love to see, all us boxing fans love to see Penhill back on the scene, and obviously see you remain in the boxing scene. Finally, last question. Obviously, it's your final fight, November 26th. You've got to come away with a win, haven't you?
100%. Yeah, I've like I said, you've seen the sparring tonight. I've had some good sparring. Hassan, he's he was a world class amateur, southpaw. We're having some great spars, and Brandon as well. He's got a lot more speed. He's a lightweight, but he is like a middleweight. He's got a big future, and so yeah, I'm just gonna come out. I'm gonna put it all on the line and get a good win. Yeah.